This episode is brought to you by The Right Professor, where we are composing ourselves and composing our world.
Stephanie Johnson, and she will be our MC for today. Let's give her a round of applause. Hallelujah. We honor God today in this place, recognizing Him as the Most High God.
Amen.
Our Heavenly Father and Creator.
Yes.
And surely in Him, yes, we are fearfully, hallelujah, and wonderfully made. Praise Him. He loved us so much that He sent us His darling Son, Jesus.
Amen. Thank you.
Thank Him for His goodness.
Yes.
To Pastor Elliott and the ministerial staff,
Yes.
thanks for allowing this time to celebrate Black History Month and to recognize the greatness that God has instilled in us.
Yes. Yes.
Not to be puffed up, but yes, God made our people special. Because Black history is what? World history. From the rivers in Genesis chapter 2, verses 10 through 13, I'll get it down. It says, "And a river went out of Eden to water the garden, and from thence it was parted, and became into four heads. The name of the first is Pison, Pison, that is, which compasseth the whole land of Havilah, where there is gold." Where is Havilah? Havilah is Egypt, also known as Kemet, the land of the blacks. The first people who inhabited that land were black people.
All right.
Verse 13, "And the name of the second river is Gihon, Gihon. The same is that compasseth the whole land of Ethiopia." The first two rivers, my people, Egypt or Kemet and Ethiopia. And where were those lands? Where were those countries? Yes. We are a special people. In his poem, "The Negro Speaks of Rivers" by Langston Hughes, he writes this: "I've known rivers. I've known rivers ancient as the world, and older than the flow of human blood in human veins. I bathed in the Euphrates when the dawns were young. I built my hut near the Congo, and it lulled me to sleep. I looked upon the Nile and raised the pyramids above it. I've known rivers, ancient, dusky rivers. My soul has grown deep like the rivers." To welcome you to this program is Sister Lillian Cole.
We want to welcome you to our annual Black History program. As we present to you past, present, and possible future Black history. This is a glorious day in the religious and social life of Black people. So sit back and relax. We hope and pray that you will enjoy shared information and historic events that you may or may not be aware of.
In the United States, the month of February is observed as Black History Month, or National African American History Month. The event grew out of Negro History Week, the occasion created by historian Carter G. Woodson in 1926, with its official colors being red, black, and green, to keep us connected to our global Pan-African brothers and sisters. Blackness should be respected, accepted, and celebrated every day. Because indeed, we are black every day.
Every day.
But what does being black mean? Many have attempted to answer this question. And Phyllis Wheatley, the first African American to publish a book of poems, wrote about it in her poem, which was also a satire or a satirical poem, entitled "On Being Brought from Africa to America." And this was written in 1773.
Oh, okay.
"'Twas mercy brought me from my pagan land, taught my benighted soul to understand. Some view our single race with scornful eye. Their color is a diabolical dye. Remember, Christians, Negroes, black as Cain, may be refined and join the angelic train." In this poem, Wheatley criticizes in a subtle way the strange gospel of salvation that the slavers and colonialistic missionaries brought to the African continent that both condemned blackness and compared or equated it to wickedness and denied its significance to world history as well as religious and spiritual history. Next on our program is Nevaeh Jerry with an I Am presentation. They were given presentations on two inventors, one Marie Van Britten Brown and Sarah Boone, two inventors. And God will give you witty inventions. Now that speaks to black ingenuity, intelligence, and even literacy, which are all for us revolutionary.
Yes, yes.
Slavers didn't want us to have any type of freedom. None for our mind, body, and certainly not for our soul. While some masters promoted a white supremacist Christianity to the point of taking passages out of the Bible that was called the slave Bible, some others did have compassion and they granted literacy and opportunity to the enslaved African. And oh, when they began to read, they would steal away Jesus.
Yes, yes, yes.
Out in the woods. And worship God the way they wanted to worship God.
All right.
And they got the information and the strength that they needed to both endure the peculiar institution of slavery and to have the strength to run when it was time to run and have the strength to fight if it was time to fight. Worshiping the Almighty and preaching sermons like the one that Paul Lawrence Dunbar did a creative interpretation of in his poem entitled An Antebellum Sermon that he wrote in 1895. We is gathered here today, my brothers, in this howling wilderness for to speak some words of comfort to each other in distress. And we choose this for our subject. This will explain it by and by. And the Lord said, Moses, Moses. And the man said, here am I. Look here, Moses. Go tell Pharaoh for to let them children go.
Let them go.
And if he refused to do it, I will make him rule the house, for I'll empty down on Egypt all the vials of my power. Yes, he did. And Pharaoh's army wasn't worth half a dime. For the Lord will help his children. You can trust him every time.
All right.
You know, like in slavery time, people couldn't worship the Lord like we have the freedom to worship the Lord.
All right.
Sometimes all they could do was just wave their hand.
All right.
The song said that he loosed our shackles and set us free.
Yes.
And we know he delivers us spiritually, but he also came to deliver us physically from the shackles of slavery.
Amen.
They're not always recognized, but many other abolitionists was preaching the word of God.
Yes.
And he heard us and allowed us to be set free.
Yes. Thank you.
Hallelujah, Jesus. We have next on the program Sister Beverly Davis, and she's going to share a poem with us. Sister Beverly Davis. Let's welcome her as she comes.
Today, I come to you with a poem by Howard Simon called I Chose the Mountain. The lowlands call, I'm tempted to answer. They are offering me a free dwelling without having to conquer. I choose the mountain with all its stress and strain. Because only by climbing can I rise above the plain.
Praise God.
Amen.
I choose the mountain. The importance of sound decisions, making choices.
Yes. Yes.
They might say, oh, well, if they were so revolutionary, they should have just jumped overboard from the ships. And some did. Some were thrown overboard. And some chose to endure. And the word does say that if we have even the faith the size of a mustard seed, that mountains can be removed. The mountain of the institution of slavery was removed.
Yeah.
And we know we're still dealing with a lot of things today. But we have to keep the faith. All right, next on the program, we have Marcus and Jalen Garrett with a special performance. Marcus and Jalen Garrett. Thank you. Now we have some more special guests in the house today. I'm told that Nelson and Winnie Mandela have joined us today.
I am Winnie Mandela, better known as Nazombo Winifred Zaike Mieke, born September 1936 in Soweto, and I died April 2nd, 2018.
I am Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela was a Southern African anti-apartheid revolutionary, political leader, and philanthropist. Mr. Mandela served as president of South Africa from 1994 until 1999. Nelson Mandela passed away on December 5th, 2013, at the age of 95.
The next presentation honors a great preacher of the 20th century. Here is Brother Samuel Levine presenting Reverend, sometimes we forget, Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s I Have a Dream speech.
Have a dream that one day every valley shall be exalted, and every hill and mountain shall be made low. When all of God's children, black men, white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to join hands and sing in the words of the old Negro spiritual, free at last, free at last, thank God Almighty.
Thank you, Brother Levine. Let's give
Amen.
God some praise for that reading.
Amen.
Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s speech, I Have a Dream. And you know that the Lord was using him in a mighty way with those words still, how many years later? Resonate.
52.
Thank you. And speak to the things that we see going on today, like police brutality, like poverty,
Yes.
when teachers have to strike to get fair pay.
You know what, we had a sermon today. You have truly blessed us so today.
Yes, you have.
I mean, you did an outstanding job as a ceremony. Everything you talked about, you put scripture in it.
Put scripture in it, yes.
You highlighted the black history.
Yes, you have.
It was just amazing. No.
Beautiful educational program when the moderator, Sister Jenkins, began to speak about the history of the black man, where he came from, right down there in the Bible. Civilization began in that cradle. Amen. What we find in the book of Genesis. Amen. Right in the territory of Africa. We are blessed to be a witness today to many accomplishments that we have made and strides we've made as African American people in this strange land, you might say. As Israel came out of Egypt, amen, into the land of Canaan, they wanted to know how can we sing a song, the Lord's song, in a strange land. So let us be proud. Let us know that it was the Lord that brought us. Amen. It was in God's plan to bring us this far. And we come this far by faith.
Perfect. Yes,
Leaning
yes.
on the everlasting arm of the
Yes.
Lord.
Hi there. Are you enjoying my videos? Do you find them engaging, enriching, and mildly entertaining? If so, share me. Don't keep me all to yourself. I'd love to be able to share this knowledge with not only you, but with your family and your friends. So come along with me and invite others to join us as we stay lit together. Like, share my videos, and subscribe to my YouTube page. I'll be seeing you.